Today's news highlights. Date February 26, 2025. News highlights: the Chinese team defeated Spain 6-3 in the 6th WBC qualifying tournament playoffs and advanced thrillingly. The official website of the major leagues described unimaginable things almost happened, and the Chinese team, ranked number 2 in the world, was in danger of elimination. In the crucial 6th game, the opponent made 2 mistakes to help the Chinese team extend its lead. Song Shengrui flew to catch and kill, Su Ruoxi rushed to 157 km to send 5K, and Sun Yiliai soared 2K in 7 rounds, becoming the hero of the victory. News highlights: 3 bipartisan U.S. House members proposed the Taiwan Pledge Implementation Act, asking the State Department to formulate a plan to lift the self-restrictions on U.S. Taiwan exchanges. The bill requires the Secretary of State to periodically review the guidelines to deepen bilateral relations and ensure Taiwan's status as a democratic partner. The congressman stressed that the United States must firmly support Taiwan and deal with the Chinese threat. The bill was passed by the House of Representatives in 2023 but failed to make it to the Senate. News highlights: the well-known actress Su Ziwan, died in Japan in February 2025 due to influenza complicated by pneumonia at the age of 48. Her sister Xiao Su Zidi, confirmed the news, saying that during the family's trip to Japan, Big S passed away due to illness. D's husband Gu Junyi has been with his wife since her death, and he has never left during the aftermath. Xiao's husband Su Yejin revealed that Gu Junyi has lost a lot of weight recently due to excessive grief, which is distressing. In addition, one of Gu Junyi's Korean friends, Michael, specially came to Taiwan to accompany him and give him moral support. News highlights: Taiwan stocks fell 279.59 points to close at 23,285.72 points on the 25th, down 1.19%, with a turnover of 392.92 billion yuan. The 3 major legal persons sold a total of more than 59.758 billion yuan, and steel stocks were driven by the demand for reconstruction of the Russian-Ukrainian war and became the focus of the market. Daqin Steel, 2027, bought more than 39,000 pieces, and Sinosteel, 2002, ranked second with 36,000 pieces. The memory stock Nanya branch, 2408, was bought by 17,000 contracts from site and foreign investors, and its share price rose 5.05%. The top 5 stocks in order of buying are Daqin Steel, Sinosteel, Shinkong Gold, CITIC Gold, and Nanyok. News highlights: U.S. President Donald Trump announced the imminent introduction of a gold visa to replace the existing EB-5 visa to attract the world's wealthy to immigrate to the United States. The gold card costs $5 million, and holders can get a green card and embark on the road to naturalization. Trump stressed that the program would replace the flawed EB-5 visa. U.S. Commerce Secretary Lutnick supported the move, arguing that it would put an end to fraud. Trump said that wealthy people, including Russian oligarchs, can buy gold cards, and the details will be announced in 2 weeks. News highlights: HTC signed a $250 million deal with Google, which affected the competition in the XR market of Google, Apple, and Meta. Chairman Wang Suihong decided to adjust the operation strategy and shift from hardware to VR software services. Due to the fierce competition in the market due to Meta's subsidy strategy, HTC's hardware sales were blocked, and it transformed to focus on mental and sports VR content, and became the first VR company to go into space. General Manager Huang Xiaoying emphasized that although it has been losing money for 9 consecutive years, the gross profit margin will increase to 40% in 2023, showing the effectiveness of transformation. News highlights: Nvidia is about to report its earnings report. Morgan Stanley predicts that the demand for Hopper GPUs will stabilize, the GB200 will progress smoothly, and the performance will be in line with the market consensus, and maintain the outperform rating and $152 price target. However, DMO still warns that the uncertainty of export controls may affect the future outlook, and it is difficult to raise the financial forecast significantly in the short term. If Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang can provide a $42 billion revenue forecast, the market will be less skeptical. DMO believes that this quarter's earnings report is not the key to driving the stock price, but Blackwell's product cycle is stable and still has upside in the long term. News highlights: the United States intends to impose high port fees on Chinese ships, affecting shipping giants such as Costco Shipping. Chinese operators and companies using Chinese-made vessels can be charged millions of dollars per entry into U.S. ports. In addition, the United States requires that some export goods must be transported by U.S. flagged vessels, and the proportion is gradually increased. This move could push up shipping costs and pass them on to traders and consumers, changing the global shipping market landscape. News highlights: Chang Jianyi, a governor of the central bank, said that Taiwan's electricity prices were under great pressure to rise in April, which could push up inflation, making it difficult for the annual growth rate of the Consumer Price Index, CPI, to fall below 1.5%. He believes that the central bank has no room to cut interest rates this year, but is facing pressure to raise interest rates. If the price of electricity rises, the impact on people's livelihood electricity prices will be greater, especially for foreign cannibals. Zhang Jianyi pointed out that if Taipower has not received subsidies, it is imperative to increase electricity prices. In addition, rising fruit and vegetable prices and international factors such as the US tariff war remain under pressure on price trends. News highlights: Taiwan defeated Spain 6-3 in the final match of the World Baseball Classic qualifying tournament, WBCQ, to advance to next year's Classic. The Taiwanese team scored 1 point in the first game, and then further widened the gap. In terms of pitchers, Zhuang Chen's Hong Ao, Su Ruoxi, Sun Yiliai and others teamed up to suppress the opponent's line, and finally ensured the victory. Su Ruoxi threatened his opponent with a fireball, reaching a maximum speed of 98.1 miles, 157.8 kilometers, and Sun Yiliai successfully defused the full base crisis in a crucial situation. The audience of 35,768 witnessed the wonderful performance of the Taiwan team. News highlights: the FSC has asked all 1,874 listed companies in Taiwan to amend their Articles of Association at this year's shareholders meeting, stipulating that from 2026 onwards, a certain percentage of the surplus will be allocated for salary increases or remuneration for grassroots employees. Grassroots employees refer to non-managers with a monthly salary of less than 63,000 yuan, and the specific range can be set by the company. The aim is to avoid excessive salary concentration in middle and senior employees, improve salary stagnation, and improve the treatment of junior employees. Companies can choose to make withdrawals in a fixed amount, range, or minimum threshold. News highlights: Taiwan's Coast Guard said that the Togolese cargo ship Hengta with Chinese background is suspected of dragging the third submarine cable between Taiwan and Pengzhou, and has escorted it back to Anping Port in Tainan for investigation. The vessel was stranded in the waters northwest of Jiangjun fishing port between the 22nd and 25th, and the Coast Guard monitored the whole process and broadcast the evacuation. After the cable broke, Chunghua Telecom activated the redundancy system, which did not affect the communication. The Coast Guard stressed that whether it was vandalism is still under investigation and suspects that it is related to the CCP's gray zone operations. News highlights: Tesla's full self-driving, FSD, feature has made its way to China and competes with BID's Vision. Tesla announced on the 25th that it has begun to update its FSD software in batches for domestic customers and launch new features such as autonomous driving assistance on urban roads. The upgrade, which is supported by chips from TSMC and involves advanced packaging technology, will also benefit TSMC and its investment company KIU. Tesla's FSD upgrade will increase the demand for automotive image sensors and drive the growth of SIS usage. This update requires HW 4.0 hardware and the optional autopilot suite. News highlights: if a person buys a pre-sold house and then resells the pre-sold house, under the real estate tax system, the holding period should be counted from the date of registration of the transfer of ownership of the existing house, not the date of purchase of the pre-sale house. If the holding period is less than 2 years, the tax rate of 45% applies. If it is held for more than 2 years but less than 5 years, a 35% tax rate applies, and so on. The public should file income tax declaration within 30 days after completing the registration of ownership transfer and attach relevant supporting documents to avoid miscalculation or tax penalty. News highlights: Internet celebrity football review Tainan Josh has become a counter-index and national teacher in the eyes of fans because the teams he supports always lose. In the crucial match between the Chinese team and Spain, he made a Spanish flag and pasted it on his face, and posted a post revealing his spell-casting process, which resulted in the Chinese team winning, making fans thank him for the power of his curse, and even foreign football critics mentioned this meme, referring to him as Taiwan's curse expert. News highlights: Chinese Taipei confirmed their qualification for the 2026 Classic yesterday and is expected to be placed in Group C of the Tokyo Group, alongside Japan, South Korea, Australia, and the Czech Republic. There are 5 teams in this group, and the top 2 advance to the round of 8, of which the Czech Republic is weaker, while Taiwan has beaten South Korea and Australia in the round of 12 and has a chance to qualify. The most attractive thing is that the Chinese team will face off again with the Japanese team composed of major league stars, and the excitement can be expected. News highlights: Melody, Yan Yu, recently admitted that she has friends who can talk around her, and revealed that the new love is an overseas Chinese in the United States who is engaged in the financial industry and is a distant relative of Wang Yangming. The man, who had lost his wife in an accident, is now actively pursuing Melody. Melody's agent responded that the two have similar values, often discuss children's education, and express appreciation for the man's career achievements and dedication to children. It is reported that the man flew from the United States last month to celebrate Melody's birthday, and the process was romantic. News highlights: 59-year-old Lan Xinmei recently shined at the Diamond Stage Night concert, singing heavy makeup rock with her friends Lin Meiziu and Leopard Boy, but today she posted a photo of missing a front tooth without makeup, and shouted it hurts. It turned out that she underwent surgery today for gum remediation, and the severe pain was unbearable after the anesthetic subsided. Her friends left messages of concern and offered comfort and advice, while netizens were amazed at her skin condition and bluntly said that the photos were completely unpacked, which was very real. News highlights: in last night's WBC qualifying match, the Chinese team and Spain had a life and death battle, and in the 6th inning, Spanish third baseman Ang Cancian made 2 consecutive mistakes, giving the Chinese team 2 points and bursting into tears on the court. At that time, Ang Carnation's violent pass caused Chen Wenjia and Zhang Xiaohong to score respectively, which became the turning point of the game. Ang Cancian is Spain's main player and performed well in the 2023 European Championships, but after the game, he turned off the message function of his personal IG account, which may have been ridiculed by Taiwanese fans. News highlights: some netizens posted on Guard questioning the authenticity of the lotto jackpot, pointing out that they have never seen the jackpot winner appear in the past 20 years, and believe that in the current YT era, there should be winners who come out to show off their wealth or be exposed. However, the post sparked many netizens to share their experiences, with some mentioning that family members had won lottery tickets and used the prize money to buy a house or live a life. Some netizens also said that although jackpot winners usually keep a low profile, there are indeed cases of winning lotteries. Artist Xin Long was once hit by the 200 million lotto, but he made a low-key clarification that he did not win the lottery, and said that it was just a joke to describe his wife as winning 200 million. News highlights: the U.S. military's Cobra Gold 2025 military exercise was unveiled in Thailand, with the participation of more than 200 officers and soldiers from the United States, Thailand, Japan, Singapore, South Korea, Indonesia, Malaysia, and other countries. The U.S. military's official Facebook page initially mentioned Taiwan, which was later deleted 3 hours later due to sensitivity, but the edit log can still be found. The exercise, which focuses on joint military operations, humanitarian assistance, and disaster response, strengthens regional security and stability, and is expected to involve nearly 30 countries. News highlights: former presidential office spokesman Ding Yuanchao died of illness on the 25th at the age of 68. It is reported that he was admitted to the hospital with a headache after slipping in the bathroom last week, and eventually died in a coma. Ding Yuanchao was treated for prostate cancer, but later relapsed. After following Lin Shan for 18 years, he served as the spokesman and chief of staff of the presidential office, and was regarded as a close confidant of Lin Shan. In 2018, it was rumored that he resigned due to health reasons, but there were also rumors that he was involved in personal gain, which made him heartbroken. Ding was depressed after leaving office and has been in poor health in recent years. News highlights: although the influenza epidemic has declined, a baby girl under 2 years old in central China died of acute necrotizing encephalopathy due to infection with type A H1N1, and died 4 days after admission, making it the smallest death case in the quarter. This flu season has accumulated 999 severe cases and 204 deaths, most of whom have not been vaccinated. The CDC reminds people that influenza is still in the epidemic period, and people should pay attention to hygiene and seek medical attention as soon as possible if they have symptoms such as difficulty breathing. News highlights: variety show Big Brother Huguo led 17 groups of artists to hold a charity concert of Diamond Stage Night in Taipei last weekend, and successfully brought a wonderful performance, but due to overwork, he fell ill and hung on a drip after the performance. Huguo shared a photo of himself lying in bed on social platforms, thanking the outside world for his support, and saying that he would continue to bring happiness after a short rest. Netizens cared about his health, and his friend Lan Zhenmei humorously left a message: lost weight to show friendship. News highlights: after the 46-year-old single mother artist Melody ended her 17-year marriage, her career reached new heights, and it was rumored that she was in love with her boyfriend in the overseas Chinese financial industry in the United States. The man, a distant relative of Wang Yangming, who had been widowed in an accident, is now actively pursuing Melody and flew from the United States to Taiwan to celebrate her birthday on her birthday. The two were witnessed dating Tudo Bello, a high-end restaurant in Taipei, and interacted sweetly. Melody admits that she has friends around her who can talk to her, and the relationship is gradually becoming clearer. News highlights: after Chen Yangzi and Chen Xiao announced their divorce on February 18, Chen Xiao was rumored to be dating actress Mao Xiaotong, and there were rumors that their son Little Star transferred to another school to reduce the burden of tuition fees. In this regard, Chen Yangzi's studio issued a clarification that Xiao Xing is still studying in Beijing and has not transferred, and called on the outside world to stop false rumors and malicious speculation. News highlights: Wang Zuxian has faded out of the entertainment industry for 20 years, settled in Vancouver, Canada, and often shares his latest news on social platforms. Recently, she was met by netizens at a vegetarian restaurant in Taichung, when she was wearing a black dress, sunglasses, and folded her hands, taking photos with restaurant staff and fans, showing her affinity. News highlights: Melody, Yan Yu, will end her 17-year marriage in 2023, and she was photographed dating her new boyfriend after a year and a half. It is reported that the other party is an overseas Chinese in the United States, engaged in the financial industry, and was accidentally widowed due to his wife's surgery 9 years ago, and this accident is related to the noble lady Nana. News highlights: Democratic Progressive Party legislator Lin Dehua was recently brought back for investigation by the Investigation Bureau and the Kaohsiung District Prosecutor's Office on suspicion of fraudulently receiving assistant fees and forcibly extorting donations from manufacturers. After investigation, Lin Dehua was ordered to pay bail of 1 million, however, her brother Lin Derong and 2 assistants Wang Qianling and Huang Lixiu were detained. Initially, the 3 were ordered to pay bail of 600,000 to 700,000 yuan each, but the Kaohsiung District Prosecutor's Office successfully appealed, and on February 25, the detention court reopened, ruling that the 3 were detained and banned from seeing each other for 2 months, and that interviews and correspondence were prohibited. News highlights: in the 2026 World Baseball Classic, WBC, playoffs, Taiwan defeated Spain on February 25 to qualify with a score of 6-3. The key to this game is the performance of the young pitchers, especially the wonderful performance of Sun Yulai, who succeeded Su Ruoxi after his debut. Despite facing the dilemma of full bases, he successfully soared 2 strikeouts and successfully defused the crisis. At that time, Sun Yulai's excited roar on the court was forwarded by the official website of the Major League NIG, and became one of the focuses of the game. News highlights: after the 114000016 phase of Power Lottery ended on February 25 and did not open the jackpot for 33 consecutive periods, it finally ushered in a lucky winner and won the jackpot of 2.007 billion yuan. The winner of this prize came from the Blonde Wild Lottery shop in the Shilin district of New Taipei City, and this time it was won in a very rare way. The winner chose to buy tickets in the form of self-selected plus bags, spending a total of 2,100 yuan to buy 21 notes. The first district selected 7 numbers, and the second district selected 3 numbers. Not only did the winner win the jackpot, but he also won 2 second prizes, 6 entries and 12 fourth prizes, for a total prize of 2,020,13942. News highlights today, 26th, the cloud system over South China moved eastward, bringing some moisture and affecting the northern and eastern parts of the central region, causing brief rainfall in these places. Temperatures are cooler at night and early in the morning, and remain between 20 and 24 degrees during the day. However, according to the prediction of meteorological experts, during the 228 consecutive holiday, February 28 to March 2, the temperature will rise significantly, and the weather in most parts of Taiwan will become stable, and the maximum temperature during the day will have a chance to exceed 30 degrees Celsius, and the climate will be as hot as summer. News highlights: Li Wei was recently summoned to the case by the Taipei District Prosecutor's Office for his involvement in the murder of Cai Nu, a believer in the monastery, and was transferred from a witness to a defendant on suspicion of colluding with his master Wang Yun. Li Wei has now paid 300,000 yuan in bail. After this incident was exposed, Lan Xinyan, an artist who had worked with Li Wei in movies, also shared her views on Li Wei. Lan Xinyan contacted Li Wei through WeChat and said on social media that Li Wei is usually kind and righteous, and often takes care of others in life. Lan Xinyan said she was shocked by the news of the murder, but Li Wei comforted her in a private message, saying that everything was fine, and said that karma is coming and hoped that everyone could get through it safely. News highlights: recently, Xiaohe caused controversy because of the scandal of Song Yuyu, and was terminated by Wu Zongxian and kicked out of the company. This incident has attracted a lot of attention, and even in the program Little Star Big Follower, many people who have worked with Xiaohe came out to accuse her, including Lolita, Aya, Apple, Huang Qiaoxin and others. However, the comedian Hai Coffee, Chu's Haiheng, who became popular with Xiaohe from the college student program, was upset for her and expressed strong dissatisfaction with the editing of the program production unit. News highlights: 41-year-old actress Chen Yangzi and mainland actor Chen Xiaohe officially announced their divorce a few days ago, and it was revealed that the two have been separated for more than 2 years. Later, it was also rumored that Chen Xiao and Mao Xiaotong developed a relationship, and Mao Xiaotong once performed 30 only. For the relationship between these three, numerologist Shen Rong analyzed and pointed out that Chen Xiao is the real winner. News highlights: US President Donald Trump recently announced that he will launch a new program to provide residency and a pathway to apply for US citizenship for those who invest at least $5 million, about NT $165 million, in the United States. He said the new policy, called the Gold Card, is expected to be officially launched in 2 weeks, and he believes that it will be implemented without the approval of Congress. News highlights: in the playoffs of the 2025 World Baseball Classic Qualifying Tournament, WBCQ, on February 25, the Chinese team once again faced off against the strong opponent Spain to compete for the last ticket to the Classic in Group A, and defeated Spain 6-3 in the final game to add one more win, confirming the ticket to the 2026 WBC World Baseball Classic, and fans across the country were enthusiastic. The 4 major supermarkets once again offered a number of limited-time offers, including designated coffee, snacks, ice products, tea, and bread, so that fans can replenish their vitality. News highlights: a tragic traffic accident occurred in Dawen a few days ago. 50-year-old motorcyclist Huang Nan collided with a gravel truck and died in the accident. The accident occurred at about 14 p.m. on February 19 at the intersection of UMA Road and Yuetao Road in Zhongli. According to the police investigation, the 57-year-old sand and gravel driver Jian Nan was driving on UMA Road when he collided head-on with a motorcycle ridden by Huang Nan, who turned left from UMA Road into Yuetao Road. Huang Nan was catapulted about 10 meters on the spot, and died of his injuries after being sent to the hospital. News highlights the illegal acts of Yu Zhenghuang, an investigator of the Hsinchu City Investigation Station of the Investigation Bureau, and the people around him. In 2020, Yu Zhenghuang's girlfriend Fan Ayeu invested in convertible corporate bonds solicited by Chen Beiquan, a former salesperson of CITIC Securities, and failed to recover the investment after investing 9.3 million yuan. In the course of investigating Chan's fraud case, the Bureau found that Yu Qinghuang was suspected of using the Bureau's internal Skynet system to illegally inquire about personal information and may have used the information to help fight lawsuits or collect debts. After the investigation, the Taipei District Prosecutor's Office directed the Investigation Bureau to conduct several searches and interview relevant personnel, and finally filed criminal charges against Yu Zhenghuang and others. News highlights Ding Yuanchao, a former spokesman for the presidential office, recently died on the 25th due to a head injury caused by an accidental slip in the bathroom. It is reported that Ding Yuanchao had experienced prostate cancer many years ago, but his condition was stable for a time, and later it was rumored that his condition recurred. The slip and fall incident occurred last week, and after being sent to the hospital, the condition deteriorated sharply, the coma index continued to decrease, and a cerebral hemorrhage was found, and eventually unfortunately died. News highlights Meng Zhengru recently spoke publicly about her current situation on social media and shared her feelings of missing her late brother. On the 25th, Meng Zhengru and her sister went up the mountain to mourn their younger brother and posted on Instagram to express their deep nostalgia for their younger brother. She mentioned that last year, for some reason, she stayed at home almost all of the time and apologized for missing her appointment. She recalls her brother's youth and handsomeness, and believes that every difficult and painful experience has a deep meaning, bringing growth and understanding. News highlights Li Wei was recently involved in the Taipei City Jingxi murder case, and was charged with injury causing death on the 24th, and left the district prosecutor's office on bail on the same day. The case has attracted widespread attention from the outside world, and his old acquaintance Lan Xinyan also expressed her shock and concern about the matter through social platforms on the 26th. Lan Xinyan revealed the private conversation between the two and shared Li Wei's state at the time. News highlights in the key match of the WBC qualifying tournament, Chen Jiaxian led the Chinese team to successfully defeat the Spanish team 6-3 and won the ticket to the 2026 World Baseball Classic. After the game, Chen's wife, Haley, shared a private conversation with Chen Jiaxian in an Instagram story. She revealed that she had asked Chen Jiaxian if he was tired, and Chen Jiaxian replied, "The country needs me," which made Kikai feel both distressed and honored, and said, "It's hard work, you finally let go of this burden, you are the best." News highlights Li Yiwei, was involved in the murder of a female believer in a retreat in Taipei City, and recently became a defendant and paid bail with his wife, which aroused heated discussions from all walks of life. Hong Kong star Lan Xinyan, who once collaborated with Li Wei in the movie Ecstasy, Escape Room, posted on social platforms after learning about the incident to express her shock, and exposed screenshots of her conversation with Li Wei. In the conversation, Li Wei said that it will be fine after all and mentioned that karma is coming, while Lan Xinyan expressed her concern for Li Wei. News highlights Democratic Progressive Party legislator Lin Dehua has recently been involved in the suspicion of fraudulently receiving assistant fees, and the amount involved is as high as 20 million yuan. When she went to Nanji Station for an interview, she shouted that politics interfered in the judiciary and that the judiciary interfered in the primary election, which attracted attention. However, President Li Qiang expressed dissatisfaction with Lin Dehua's remarks at a barbecue party of DPP legislators on the 23rd, asked her to provide evidence, and if there was evidence, he would deal with it strictly, and strongly demanded that she publicly apologize for this remark, because such accusations would hurt the image of the DPP. News highlights the donation controversy involved multiple pledges between UMC founder CAO Xingcheng and Tsinghua University, but the donations have not yet been implemented. In 1995, CAO Xingcheng played go with Shen Zhenshan, the former president of Tsinghua University, and promised to donate $10,000 if he lost a son, and finally lost 50 sons and promised to donate 15 million Taiwan dollars. However, Tsinghua University has so far confirmed that it has not received this donation, which has led to controversy. News highlights US President Donald Trump recently announced at a White House press conference that he plans to replace the current EB-5 investor visa system with a gold visa. According to the new plan, the application threshold will be significantly increased to $5 million, about NT $165.35 million, and more details are expected to be announced in 2 weeks. The new system will provide green card privileges to wealthy individuals and serve as a gateway to U.S. citizenship. News highlights Li Yingzhi, president of Kiwa, recently passed the news of his death at the age of 80, and the business community was shocked when the news was announced. Kiwa Group issued a major announcement on the 26th, confirming the death of President Li Yingzhi and saying that the group's position will be changed. Li Yingzhi only became the president of the group in November last year, and handed over the position of general manager to his daughter, Li Jiarong, chairman of Kiwa, to complete the generational change of the company. News highlights: Taiwanese baseball star Chen Wein officially announced his retirement today, ending a 20-year career. The left-handed pitcher, who has shown in Major League Soccer and Major League Baseball, said goodbye to fans via social media and shared his journey through the decision to retire. He said that the hardest part of being a professional footballer is not the pain and exhaustion, but being honest with the reality that he is no longer at the top. He revealed that after a long physical confrontation, he finally expressed to his wife, "My body has reached its limit, it's time to retire." News highlights: Dai Ning, a non-party member of Chi City Council, was recently sentenced on suspicion of fraudulently receiving assistant fees, and the case has undergone major changes after the trial of the first and second trials. Dai Ning denied the accusations at the first instance and emphasized that he was innocent, but in the second trial, his attitude changed to repentance, changed his mind and pleaded guilty, and he was willing to return the illegal gains of 4.31 million yuan. In the end, the Tainan High Court took into account her remorse and confession of guilt, and commuted her sentence to 5 years and 6 months, and deprived her of public power for 4 years. News highlights: Spanish third baseman Wander Encarnacion was the focus of the tragedy in the playoffs of the World Baseball Classic qualifiers. Although his striking performance throughout the tournament was quite good, with a batting rate as high as 3-57, in this crucial game, 2 consecutive fatal mistakes gave the Chinese team 2 points, and finally prevented Spain from qualifying. His mistake occurred in the 6th inning of the game, and these 2 violent passes turned the tide of the game in an instant and became an important key to the victory of the Chinese team. Encarnacion broke down emotionally and wept bitterly on the spot, a scene that many people deeply regretted. News highlights: the Chinese team defeated Spain 6-3 in the playoffs of the 6th World Baseball Classic qualifying tournament and successfully obtained a ticket to the 2026 Classic and confirmed that it will participate in the intra-conference tournament. In this game, the Chinese team showed excellent strength, defeated Spain, and successfully advanced to the next stage of the competition. News highlights: Tainan Josh is a YouTuber, because the team he supports always suffers defeats, so he is nicknamed Anti-Index National Teacher by fans, and has a special metaphysical power. Before the game, he draped the Spanish flag and posted on social media, saying, "I know it's not really helpful, but what you can do is to do as much as you can." This behavior quickly caused heated discussions on the internet, and on the day of the game, many fans at the scene held photos of him draped in the Spanish flag, and then Spain really lost, which also attracted the attention of foreign football critics.